We're doing a battle of the handcuffed running backs, and today we're pitting up Jaydon Blue up against Brashard Smith, the battle of the hodl and hold back end of the roster, handcuffed running backs. Which one do you like better? In the comment section below, we want to hear about that, but we're going to deep dive both these players today to see which one we like the best. Before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're doing battle videos like this throughout the week. We're deep diving the trending prospects so you know which one to pick up. And on top of that, we're deeper than anybody else on the waiver wire when it comes to YouTube. No other channels using or busting out that many waiver wire videos throughout the week. They're not going 20, 30 plus deep on wide receivers and running backs. It's only here. I'm helping you set your lineups. Already dropped that video today. It's the must start video. Go back and look at that. I'll answer your questions in the comment section of that video. It's all here. It's free. Click that subscribe button. Stop missing out. Ric Flair's watching. Don't disappoint him again. But both these guys are getting good news. Both of them are in a place right now in the season where we could see him take a jump up at any given moment. Brashard Smith came out last week. It didn't really fire, but Jaydon Blue's news came out yesterday, but Javonte Williams looks like he's going to get the workload. So both of them are like an inch away to seeing the opportunity in their offenses. Like a Javonte Williams injury, an Isaiah Pacheco injury, and you're going to see one of them or both of them skyrocketing depending on what happens. And you're looking at what's going on this season. We're waiting on Jaydon Blue. Had his first start last week, had 4 carries, not much with it. And you're looking at Brashard Smith against Jacksonville. He didn't fire, but coming out of high school, both of them 4-star recruits. Brashard Smith was a wide receiver. That's huge in his prospect profile. Both of them had speed, 10.7, 100 for Jaydon Blue. That's top tier for a prospect. And you're seeing a 4.46 40-yard dash, which they don't really run that too often anymore, but also showcasing the speed even back then. But back then, Brashard Smith, high-end wide receiver recruit. Everybody wanted him. Had 30 offers, which is more than what's listed for 24/7 Sports. They don't get them all. Alabama, Auburn, big schools after him. Alabama was also after Jaydon Blue. Arkansas, he signed with Texas. Both of them landing with big schools out of high school. You're looking at what Jaydon Blue did over at Texas. He was a big-time recruit out of high school. At one time, he was #1 running back in his class. It faded to number 6 in the rankings. We were expecting more than this. I'll definitely say that. That could be a part of his prospect profile that we might be left expecting more throughout his career. We might be. Just cutting you straight up. We might be left expecting more. But there's some cool things in his prospect profile. 42 balls caught last year, 730 yards, 6.1 yards per carry in 2023 on 65 rush attempts, 3.83 yards after contact per attempt last year on 134 rushing attempts last year, 9.8 and 10.4 yards after the catch per reception over the last 2 seasons. So he can smoke when given space. We saw that on the tape. Now you're looking at Brashard Smith. Former wide receiver, changed to running back his final season. We're catching balls every single year. 108 catches on his career. 1,300 yards rushing at SMU when we made that switch. We hit quick. It didn't take like multiple years for him to develop. He hit quick. 39 balls caught on top of that. He was the offense for SMU. And now you're looking at this 3.34 yards after contact per attempt, 52 missed tackles forced, has a 71 long run, 8.1 yards after the catch per reception. Now, he got a lot of receptions downfield and a lot behind the line of scrimmage as he was just getting worked into the offense. And you're looking at the speed of gameplay. You're seeing 22.3 miles per hour for Jaydon Blue. You're seeing 22.1 there for Brashard Smith. Both of them are fast. And as we get deeper into their prospect profiles, you're going to be like, wow, there's some numbers here that draw drastic similarities that scratches your head that no one really pointed that out. But these guys are fast. That's what you like about these players too. Both of them can catch the ball in the backfield. Brashard Smith is a better wide receiver. He's more technical. He's a former wide receiver. Where Jaydon Blue's good at catching the ball in the backfield, good at eating up space. So isn't Brashard Smith. You're looking at Jaydon Blue. He ran a faster 40 than that. His speed score is actually higher than 73rd percentile. But both of them very similar in size. 5'10", 5'9". It was more like 5'9" 3/4. It's rounded up. 196 versus 194, so similar in size. Brashard Smith eats some Taco Bell. They're the same weight. Just look at it that way. Similar in speed as we get deeper into numbers. Jaydon Blue gets drafted ahead of Brashard Smith. Jaydon Blue has more of a history. Big-time recruit out of high school. More raw. He's a very raw player, but the talent's immense. Brashard Smith, different type of talent. He's proven to be a good running back at the G5 level with SMU. Also has some goods to his game running routes downfield as a wide receiver. That is a rare weapon that you don't normally see at running back. You'll see running backs break off routes downfield, but he is more of a wide receiver that has just turned into a running back. So he's more of a weapon. He's more not like a straight-up running back. He's a little bit different. The Chiefs noticed this. They're using him already in that way. So one for one, they are different, but they draw some similarities here. When you look at the comparisons and you're looking at the size of just athleticism and you're putting that together here from Mock Draftable and the charts, Jaydon Blue compares to Brashard Smith. Like, they're close. They're that close that they pop up. Historically, when you throw up all these running back prospects with similar size of just athleticism, they're similar, even in those regards. Different play styles, of course, like with Brashard Smith, Isaiah Pede, Steve Slayton, Trunk Candidate, very athletic prospect, pops on the spreadsheets always. Josh Ferguson, pass-catching running back in the day at Illinois. Jahmyr Gibbs, Javid Best. Now you're looking at Jaydon Blue, Devin Achan, Ronnie Hillman, if you remember him, back with the Broncos. Brashard Smith, Josh Ferguson, again, another correlation. Isaiah Pede, another correlation. Noel Devine, Jahmyr Gibbs, another correlation. These guys got some similarities when it comes to athleticism. Here's the charts. It's a little different because Jaydon Blue did not do as many activities, as many events as Brashard Smith did. Brashard Smith, 4.39 40-yard dash. Jaydon Blue, 4.38. That's what I'm saying. He ran faster than what was listed there. 95th percentile, 92nd percentile. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's fast. Vertical, 32.5. Broad jump, 117. 25th percentile and 36th percentile when you're looking at that. When you're looking at their size, not big for a running back. 11th percentile, 8th percentile. That's butted up historically against all the other running back prospects from the years. That's why it's that low, but that does not mean they can't compete. We've seen running backs at their size and stature compete, and typically when you're at that size and stature, you just can't be slow. You just can't be like a 4'6" guy. It ain't going to work out. There's not many 4'6" guys at that stature. There have been, but the odds are severely stacked. At that speed, at that height and weight, it's fine. It's actually solid. There's a role for that. Similar hand size even. Similar a lot of different ways. I did it. I mixed up their charts. I had to tilt Jaydon Blue's. His is smaller due to not doing as many activities. But I call it activities. Now I'm thinking about stepbrothers. But just look at the chart here. Very similar when it comes to athleticism. Very similar. I've never seen anybody draw that comparison. But look at that heat map right there. That's kind of cool to look at. Now you're looking at the depth charts on each team. Brashard Smith has an interesting depth chart because Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt can't figure it out. They're both soaking up a lot of volume. They're both trustworthy. And their offense is just not really getting it done. They're leaning more on the pass, really, when you start looking at their game scripts. They're trying to get Brashard Smith in there more. It just ain't happening. So there's going to come a time, and maybe it's due to one of the running backs getting banged up. That might happen. There's also a lot of trade rumors. Breece Hall, Alvin Kamara, Jerome Ford. With the Chiefs, that could change it up. But also, this team's got a losing record right now. They may have to switch things up indefinitely, even with Rashee Rice coming back into the season. But he's been getting work with the ones throughout training camp and preseason. They're notating that he's a talent. It might take him some time. This might be for next year. Same with Jaydon Blue. The thing about this, Phil Moffitt's on the IR. He's a very good running back prospect. Once he gets anointed, we're going to have to do a unique video on him. I like Phil Maffa a lot. I think if things broke down and it was with Blue and Maffa, I think they'd be a fun tandem. I think they'd be able to at least get it done, football-wise, with those two as a tandem. Javonte Williams is what you're looking at here. Now, you saw Miles Sanders get work, and he's going to IR. I think Javonte Williams is just going to get more work, and you're going to have to wait on Williams to go down for Jaydon Blue to get his opportunities. He's not going to be a 1B back with Javonte Williams. That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. When you're looking at Javonte Williams, he's getting touches, he's getting opportunities, he's getting a workload. Miles Sanders is down. I think Williams is just going to get more. We kind of saw that last week. 4 carries, 7 yards. Blue got a little bit of opportunity. He could pop on any given touch. But Williams, one of the best pass blockers right now in the league, and their offensive line ranks almost dead last in the league pass blocking. So they need him out there. They need him out there. That's probably what's going to hurt Blue. That's probably what's going to hurt Blue out there. Now you're looking at Brashard Smith. He's got 8 carries on the season. He's been active for more games, only 4 more carries. 28 yards, though, 3.5 yards per carry. We're just waiting for his role in the passing game to open up more, not his carries, or waiting for something to happen to one of these running backs. We're waiting for 3 running backs to get down. He does have the notion that he's got 2 running backs to get hurt versus 1. The odds are increased for that, for him to see an increased role. He's also got greater odds that his team trades for a running back. They got a losing record. The running backs ain't hitting. 4.2 yards per carry for Isaiah Pacheco. That's better than going into last week at 4. 3.8 for Hunt. They do need some changes. And you're looking at Javonte Williams. He's been holding it down. You're looking at opportunity shares. Miles Sanders had 11% opportunity share. That's gone. I do not expect Jaydon Blue to get to 11. I think 7 to 10 is going to be his range. I think they may back up on Javonte Williams in the right game scripts, but I think Javonte Williams, when things are tight, when the pass rush is coming, they're going to want him out there. I think his opportunity share might go up. I think Javonte Williams is even more of a buy with Miles Sanders out. I think his opportunity share goes up a few percentage points. I don't think you're going to notice it too much. His target share might increase a little bit from 10 to 12 or something like that. I expect Jaydon Blue to get work in the passing game. I think if Jaydon Blue's out there and it's 3rd down, it's a pass play. And they're throwing it, and he's not pass blocking. Like, I would send a house on the blitz. He ain't doing no blitz pickup. They're not going to allow him to be, they're going to slip him out in the flat. When you're looking at Brashard Smith, you're looking at the rushing tips, not much, 6% opportunity share. Dead nut split here with the opportunity share between Pacheco and Hunt at 17%. That's actually drastically low. That is very low. That's hard for them to be very viable for fantasy football. They are 1B back status for both of them. Like, they're the backup running back that gets a lot of touches. They'd be high-end in those regards. They're not getting touches as starters. They're not getting work like a starting running back would. Neither of them are. Neither of them. They're splitting it too much. That's why you're not hitting the way you want to hit with these running backs, plus they're not efficient. They're really not that efficient with the ball in their hands. Now you're looking at the routes ran per game. Javonte Williams is winning this. 20.2 per game. Pacheco, 15. So he's getting work in those regards. They're just pushing it to the wide receivers. Brashard Smith's running 4 routes per game. That could increase if Hunt goes down or Pacheco by a lot. By a lot. Miles Sanders, 5 routes per game. Blue could increase to 5 a game. Like, I would not keep him back there pass blocking. Too much speed, too much opportunity. Wasn't that great pass blocking at Texas. That's why he was inactive. Plus, he was banged up in training camp. So a little bit raw coming in, and then even more raw to the system because we missed some practice being banged up. Javonte Williams is going to get more work. You're going to have to wait for an injury for one of these 2 running backs to get bumped up. Talking about pass blocking, like I said, it ain't too great for Jaydon Blue. We covered this yesterday. He had a 39.8 grade. He got lit up in a bunch of games against Michigan, Vandy, Florida, Kentucky, TAMU. There's some games where he was all right. They don't go as deep as they do with the NFL, pass blocking grades and stats, but he gets lit up. Brashard Smith comes into his own. First year being a running back is kind of fine. 90.2. He's only got 1 red mark and 2 oranges. My eyes are right there. Maybe your eye sees it differently. Maybe it's 3 red marks to you. I see a dark red, maybe 2 light reds, however you want to call that. A lot better than what Jaydon Blue has. but it is against the G5 level. G5 teams. He did have some good work against Florida State. He did okay against Penn State and Clemson, holding it down all right. Like, you got to give him his flowers on that. He's learning the position. That's what he's doing. You're looking at the schedules. It don't matter. It don't matter. I could definitely say that things could really change and flip with a lot of these teams. The Chiefs, they still got their divisional matchups. Their division is a lot tougher when it comes to matchups here. And you're going to get some of them out of the way soon for the Cowboys, as you got the Commanders coming up. You got the Eagles in November. It don't matter. I don't think it matters because we're looking for the opportunities. Both of them are very electric. Both of them got a little Keaton Mitchell in them, where they just need that one touch in space and they housing it. I like them both. I really like them both. Is because I look at them as a HODL asset. I look at them as a hot asset too, where they both got a lot of name cachet. Where if one gets anointed and say, you're like, man, I'm not really liking this. I know everyone's saying he's a pickup. I'm not really liking this. You can take him, another player, package up, level up to somebody else and make your roster better. Like, there's no loss if they get the opportunity and nosedive. It is a loss if you don't kick the tires to try to do that, because that name cachet is real. Everybody's waiting on Jaydon Blue. Everybody's waiting on Brashard Smith. Both of them are hot assets that people are waiting for off the waiver wire. If I'm looking at this right now, Jaydon Blue might get anointed sooner if something happens to Javonte Williams. He has been stone cold healthy as of late. He has been banged up earlier in his career. He's also getting a lot of touches. They're going to have to give him more touches. That could create an instance where he gets banged up. I like them both a lot. I do not want to sway you one way or the other too much. If I had to pick and you put gun to my head or anything, probably Jaydon Blue with the Cowboys situation right now, with how they're picking up pace and stuff, how they're using the running backs. Also, you got to look at the Chiefs right now. There's a lot of trade rumors. Like, they get Alvin Kamara. Like, we're watching him on the queue, and then in my chat and a lot of these videos, people are asking about it. Are they doing it because they're trading him? Could be. Could be. I don't know. There's also Breece Hall was in the works. Pass-catching running backs, they could be looking at that. More than likely they are. This team wants to make a run. If they get a pass-catching running back, then Brashard Smith might take a back seat. That might limit his workload, as you got a stud you just paid out for that we know the upside's already there. So Jaydon Blue is not going to get hit with that risk because it's the Cowboys. They're very conservative, especially when you see the Michael Parsons deal, and they want to make sure they got the ammo for the future. They are in a very interesting situation. I like both running backs a lot. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.